Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video I wanted to do some Alpha Bear team testing. We'll do no Reinier team testing at first, and we've already made a video of a team comp you can use without Reinier, but in that team testing I was focusing on OD and Merrily as your two damage dealers. But I want to try a lot of using Corin and Merrily as our two dedicated damage dealers in this attempt, because now that we are in endless mode, I want to see if pure true damage will do better than having OD in here as well. And so the first team that I want to try is we will have Corin.
You'll need my spear.
And I want to try Lucius as well, because we didn't do Lucius testing in a lot of the Dream Realm bosses, but I do think he's a really awesome option to be running for the Alpha Bear boss, and he will also tank the front line. So basically we're going to be using him in the place of Thorin here, and he can also kind of take the place of Coco because he provides shields for your team to give them some more survivability. Let's try Coco as well. Like, this is going to be a really safe team that pretty much everyone will be able to run. And yeah, we'll go for the quick blaze spell again, and let's try to watch it. So we have our highest levels on, I think, Corin and Merrily. We want them to be at the highest level, but either way, it's only each like 10 levels is only giving 2 extra levels, so it won't really make much of a difference after you reach the baseline of level 500 anyway. Yeah, so with the Lucius plus Coco, there's probably, like, this is the most survivability you can have. And if it can allow Smokey to survive throughout the entire fight, then I think this might be a really good option. Yeah, because, like, normally if you wanted to do a team like this, you would run Reinier as a final slot if you're gonna run Lucius, because, yeah, I think for Alpha Bear, it's best to only have one melee frontline unit. Running 2, even if they contribute good debuffs, is just not good, because the boss is gonna stack your whole team with honey faster. There we go. So we survived that burst, which was really good. We're out damaging already. 37 billion is the number to beat, because that's the number Splash got, and Splash is like yeah, he's always top of our server. Very nice. This is a good team. This is a really good team, because it allows you to survive so much longer than the other teams can. 35 billion damage is very respectable. That's rank 3 and really close to even rank 2. There, look at the damage. So both Corin and Merrily did very similar damage. Smokey also got a lot of damage off, and that's why her Mythic Plus is important. And of course, if you're running Corin or Merrily here, they have to be Mythic Plus. That's when they unlock the full capability and all of their damage. Before that, their damage is not worth using in the Dream Realm boss. Better off to just use OD or something. Lucius and Coco don't need to even be Mythic Plus. Of course, the more ascended they are, the better they will do, and Mythic Plus is a good breakpoint for Coco, especially for the shields for more survivability, but Lucius doesn't really need that. Okay, that was really interesting that this team did so well. And another team I wanted to try would be focusing around Kruger as your tank for the front line, who can also debuff the boss. And again, we're going to be running Corin and Merrily as our physical damage dealers, who Corin will hopefully increase the damage of. And we'll run protection with Coco for the shielding. We have Smokey over here for the heals. I think, I don't know, like, so basically this is going to be like the previous team that we tested with Lucius as our frontline tank, but instead of Lucius, who provides more shielding and an attack buff and haste buff because of his seasonal skill, we have a debuffer, which is Kruger, which will also increase our damage from our physical sources, and increase Kruger also deals some pretty good damage himself. And if Coco is enough to keep your team alive with the shielding and the protection, then this possibly could even be better than the Lucius team. But I think that Lucius team is very impressive, and I highly recommend that team. But Kruger also seems like he would be a really good option here. But just make sure, we have to have only one melee tank unit in the front line, otherwise the boss will stack the honey way too quickly on your team. Already the damage is looking really good, over almost 33 billion damage, 25 seconds left on the clock. But now Smokey and Coco both go down, but Corin and Merrily are still alive, Kruger's still alive. And I think, are we gonna out-damage our previous record with the Lucius team? Yeah, I think we got it. 35.3 billion damage with this team, so another very awesome team that you can run. That puts us into rank 2 position in the Dream Realm. And yeah, so this is again another team that I highly recommend. And honestly, I think it's either this team or you just replace Kruger for Lucius, and I think these are one of your two best team comps you can run in the Alpha Bear boss. In my previous video, I showed this team. We can try this team again now that our levels are maxed out. And I thought this was the best team that you could be running. But now that I am seeing that Lucius team, I don't think this is going to be the best. Because I don't think OD will get off as much damage as Corrin. And definitely in this team composition, well, I mean, you merely could still deal the same amount of damage, because we're losing out on the Lucius hasten damage buff, but we're gaining on the Thorin damage received debuff onto the boss. So the boss will be receiving 17% more damage. And this can help in earlier stages for the protection with the Soul Pact of Thorin. But the damage is looking good so far. If we can survive throughout, then it will be good. And if you're running this team, you can't run Lucius along with it. Merely and Odie are still alive. We're not going to be able to beat 35 billion. Insane that Lucius is actually the best team for the Alpha Bear boss. Okay, so we found it. That's awesome. And I definitely recommend that is a team you should be running. And now as a final test, we are going to do the Reinier team and see what is the discrepancy or difference between the ideal dream Reinier team and the
world needs
Lucius team. So I think we're gonna do this. We'll buff up Merrily. I guess we'll buff up Merrily, and we'll go for Lucius because I think he's better than Thorin here, honestly. Like, you could do Thorin, but look, because Lucius, Smokey, Merrily, Corrin, and Coco was the best team without Reinier. Now with Reinier, this is going to be the best team instead of the Thorin version. So we want to attack buff Merrily, that would increase damage more, but look, Corrin's also doing very similar damage to Merrily, and with the higher attack buff, he can also get into the front line faster, start dealing damage, and also he can shield your team for a bit more value. So yeah, I'm excited to see this team. This should be high damage. I'm hoping like 36 billion. Honestly, I'm even hoping it's not that high, because then it's even more impressive how the Lucius team did. So the main issue with this team is compared to the Coco team without Reinier is that this will have more survivability issues. You might have to do more attempts to try and get your ideal damage off. If, like, for example, you get killed too early, like if Smokey dies too early, then that is bad for us. There we go, we survived that, which is good, but we're gonna have to survive the next one. The next burst is around 30 seconds left on the boss, and Smokey's already dead. Wow. The Lucius team is even outperforming the Reinier team, because the problem with Reinier is that you don't have the survivability of Coco. That's insane. So the non-Reinier team is actually better. I'm pretty sure, like, maybe with RNG of this team, maybe trying evocation spell, this would be better, but wow, that's very impressive, and I'm happy with that. Let's take a look at the district ranking to see what we got with our... Yeah, we're even beating people. These people are higher. Well, this guy is tied with me in levels. True Fighter is quite a bit higher level than me, but we're all basically at the level cap right now. So 35 billion damage without Reinier is really impressive. I don't know what Splash is running to get that high damage. Maybe he is running the OD team. OD Coco team. Yeah, I think, like, probably the best team is going to be this, because Coco, you need Coco Mythic Plus for that survivability. So really for Alpha Bear, the key heroes are Coco at Mythic Plus. Lucius, if you want to run him, he doesn't need anything. He doesn't need to be ascended, and he will work into his job. Smokey needs to be Mythic Plus for his damage, otherwise he doesn't do his 5 to 6 billion damage that he does. Reinier has to be Mythic Plus if you're running him. Merrily has to be Mythic Plus. Corrin has to be Mythic Plus. And OD ideally should be Mythic Plus, but he can work before that as well. Really, the thing about the Alpha Bear boss, you need someone to tank the front line. And so if you're going to also run Coco, Smokey, Reinier, then you have to have the damage dealer that is able to tank the front line, which is OD, because Merrily would jump out of there, and Corrin is one tile away. So Yeah, I think this is the all-time actual best team because the Corrin merely just, you don't have the survivability. And we're not ever going to get the survivability because our levels are basically capped. They're not going to increase much more than this. I think 511 is actually going to be the official cap. And even this team, I don't know what the other people are using. Maybe they're using like Florabelle or something in their team. But this one still didn't even get the 35 billion damage. Maybe with RNG it could do better. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Up until now, we've had really good performance with Reinier teams and Dream On bosses, but they've never actually been better than the Reinier team that I've used. But here, it honestly is just doing better than the Reinier team we used. But anyway, guys, hopefully this gave you a good idea of what you can try to run in the Alpha Bear boss. I think Lucius is like the hidden secret hero to be running in Dream Realm in this new season. He did well in Crystal Beetle. He does well in almost every Dream Realm boss because of his seasonal skill and also the shielding to keep your team alive. And at Mythic Plus, he also has an attack reduction onto the enemy that he hits, so that can help, but that doesn't really matter much. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe because we upload daily AFK journey content with guides and updates to keep you up to date and to help you progress well in the game. But that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will hopefully see you in tomorrow's video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.